Hi, and good day. It's Dr. Richard Norris from Leading Men Only. Welcome to today's Power Play. Just want to ask a question is, do you ever get stuck or you feel like you're stuck in a rut? I know that's certainly been my situation on more than one occasion in my life. And I guess a good question to ask in follow-up to that is, how do you actually get out of that rut? And it reminds me of, well, I guess a good place to start is what is actually a rut. And you've probably heard the definition that I've heard before is a rut is just a grave with the ends kicked out. And, and if you think of it that way, then if you stay there, you're going to die. But the thing is, the real challenge is, how do we get out of that rut? And I don't know, as you can probably see behind me, I'm standing on a farm track. And, if you're not driving along that farm track and staying in those grooves where the tires are, it gets to be a bit of a bumpy ride. But if you don't get out of that track, then what can happen is you get stuck and you can only go in one direction. You're going in the direction the ruts are taking you, as opposed to you being in control and you deciding where you get to go. And that's really an important aspect when it comes to leadership. It's an important aspect when it comes to self-leadership. And, for me, and the thing is, you get up every day and you end up doing it again and again. And perhaps some of you have been stuck in your career and you're wondering, how do I get out of this? That's been my occasion, and I managed to get myself. I was stuck in a rut in the veterinary profession. Whilst I got a whole bunch of postgraduates and everyone said I was a good veterinarian, I just felt like I was stuck in a rut. And that's happened on a few other occasions during my career. And then I really started to ask those self-seeking questions, those really searching and deep and meaningful questions to get you out of that. And, one thing I've identified, is there are three ruts that come to mind, particularly for us guys, particularly in our capacity as leading, whether at work, at rest, or at play. And it really comes down to we're doing too much. We're working too much, and we're not investing time in the other areas of our life, which are really important, or we're doing too little. More importantly, we're spending or investing too little time with really what matters most. Work is a means to an end in many ways, but the people who really matter, we're not spending enough time with. And then too late. How many times have we read in the news where people find themselves, they get a significant health scare because they've left it all too late. They keep saying, oh, I'm going to change this, change that, or their relationship goes down the toilet because they're not in a position anymore to have any collateral in the relationship because they're not there, because they're too busy doing too much, too little, too late when it comes to, particularly in the area of work. Now, I guess in relation to this, how do you get out of this rut? Well, nothing will change until you do, because really what it comes down to from a self-leadership perspective is you are the solution. So how do you get out of it? Well, there's three different things you can do. One, you got to change your approach. If you're thinking about going down this farm track, then sometimes you got to change the angle of your approach so you get your tires out of that rut. Same thing in your own journey is you've got to get your own tires out of the rut. So you got to change your approach. Now, sometimes you might have to back up to where the rut started for you to get out of it. Sometimes you got to just change your angle. And I don't know if you've ever done that in the winter. You got caught in a rut on in the snow. But after a while, you keep rocking your car back and forth, and you got to get over that hump, and then you give it a little bit of gas, and then you actually get out of it. So you've got to change your approach, and sometimes you have to lever yourself out of that rut. I've certainly seen that happen in my past and had to do that with my car going off track, and then you have to lever it to get it out of there. And then the second one is you got to change your environment. If you don't like where you're at, if you don't like the rut you're in, then you got to move out so that there's a different place that you're going to be. Changing your environment is a great way to get out of patterns of thinking, patterns of negativity, patterns that are just not helping you progress your own journey of success. And so that could involve changing the people you surround yourself with, could be changing physically where you're at, or it could be just changing things around you, like changing your diet and things like that, so you get out of the rut you're in. And then the third one, I guess, really is you got to change your attitude. The real battlefield is in your mind, so you've got to overcome it with your mind first, and it really starts from there. Change your thinking and you change your outcome more often than not. So hopefully that's been of help today. How do you get out of your rut? And, if you want to get a bit more information on that and get regular updates, then please drop by leadingmenonly.com And you can pick up, actually you can drop by there and get up the free report, sign up for the newsletter, get the free report on 3 costly mistakes most men make in leadership but are afraid to ask. But other than that, have a great day. Hopefully you'll get out of that rut, and if I can be of any service to you to help you do that, I'd be more than happy to. But other than that, you know, here we go. Just look at that rut just as a reminder, and we'll just stop there. Have a great day. Speak with you soon. Be awesome.